Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany, planting, I do believe, which is our last field for this farming season, planting parsnips across the cotton field. I've already actually gone over to the vineyard field and put carrots into that one. So I've been over there. So this should be the last field, but I'll double check once I get done. In between episodes, I did get the rest of the sugar beet field fertilized with solid manure, and I had enough solid manure to actually come over to the cotton field and get about maybe 2/3 of the headland done there. So I still got to fertilize that. I could do with some slurry, but I think I'm going to go in there with artificial fertilizer and save the slurry and, well, start piling up some manure for after harvest season this year and get the slurry and manure, the first stage of fertilization in most of the fields, and maybe some double application on the potato fields. We'll get that done after harvest season with the fall and winter time to be able to do that. So the cows hopefully will do their thing and give us a good stockpile of fertilization. Let's see, what else did they do? Oh yeah, I was looking at our production buildings and I got a slight issue over at the candy production. Because since now I am not doing currently the strawberry candy, we're just making just the regular candy canes, honey candy, and standard candy, which is fine because the candy shop, we're not getting the candy shop is going through the sugar as it gets there. It's not like there's a big pile of sugar in there now we're just waiting for it. But the slight issue is I'm overstocked now with some candy, so some of the candy production has come to a halt because it has no place to store it. So, because usually with the strawberry candy, it was divided among 4 candies. Now we got 3, so we're stockpiling up too much of the other kinds. And we're not selling the candy for like another month and a half. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go in there and move some of the pallets out so we can get more candy being made. And we definitely want to keep that going because I'm hoping to get like 300 grand worth of candy in about a month and a half, which should get our loan down, just with that alone, down to that 8 million mark, which would have been my end year goal, which I set at the beginning of last season. And we will have plenty more to sell other than the candy, of course, throughout the year. As we know, we got our soup and preserved food production doing its thing. We got potato chips, and of course we got butter and cheese being made as well to sell. So getting down to our goal by the end of this year to 8 million, that should not be a problem at all. And I'm actually hoping to kind of maybe get down to 7.5 million. I think I already set a goal for next year to be down to 6 million. That seems achievable. We'll see. We're only in April this year, so I need to focus on this month alone and not forget anything. So we do need to finish fertilizing the cotton field. As you can see, that solid manure right there that I've been down here with. I probably could make actually another trip, maybe 2, with manure if I go over to the other manure pit, the original manure pit on the cow barn. So I think that's 45,000 liters over there. Ooh, I just hit a shrubbery. And that's about almost 2 trailers worth for spreading manure. There, get around that. We are good. So it feels good to getting all the crop in. Oh yeah, and I also need to get over and continue plowing over at the vineyard. The worker did finish the big vineyard, so that's all set and plowed. We just need to fertilize that, and the grapes have foliage on them, so we can start fertilizing that. I need to get to fertilizing that before the grapes start showing up on the vines, because we got to put 2 stages of fertilization onto that. So we need to get over there and fertilize those and take care of our grapes. Not that it's a big thing with the grapes. The grapes are not making us a whole lot of cash, but they do bring in something. And as I've said many times over, this series is about doing things that I really haven't done a whole lot of in FS22. And grapes was one of them. So that's why we got grapes. Financially, it's slowing us down some for the amount of money I put into it, but it's different farm work, and it's been enjoyable for the most part. Yeah, should have enough fertilizer and, of course, plenty of seed. Yeah, planting vegetables from the premium edition. Planting vegetables, you don't go through that much seed at all. I mean, this whole field I've gone through 2%. Okay, spin around here, so a couple more passes, and all the fields are done being planted. I do hope to get to the month of May this episode so we can see how much money we are now saving on loan interest alone. Because last episode we paid off about $700,000 on the loan, so that's going to make a huge difference in our loan interest at midnight. Trying to remember on Hinterland, because it was kind of the same setup financially. $10 million loan and one big wind turbine. I think it was when I got down to $6 million where we started breaking even. But as we have seen, I think it all depends on the wind speed for the month, on how much money that wind turbine actually brings in for us. So a calm day is not great around here. We want windy days. But whatever we get from it, I suppose that's fine. By the time we've been here 10 years, the wind turbine should have paid for itself, because that was $750,000 for that wind turbine. Alright, so parsnips are now into the ground. Carrots over at the vineyard, and the red beet is over by production lane. Alright, so while this is folding up, let me go into my map just to make sure we got all of our fields planted, and we'll check on what needs to be fertilized and what does not need to be fertilized. So, yep, we got our parsnips, we got our cotton, we got our potatoes, we got our sugar beet, we got our red beet, we got our canola, potatoes, wheat up here. Don't want to forget our new cotton field has been planted. And over here, we got our carrots, and of course, the grapes are growing. So everything is planted. Now let's come over to here. I'll turn everything on. So we just need fertilization over in this field here. Yep, we got to plow and fertilize this over here. Our new cotton field is all set. Our potato field here is all set. Slowly working on our cotton field here. This field here, after it germinates, will need a stage of fertilization. Sugar beet, red beet, canola, potato, and wheat field are all set to go in the grass field. Don't want to forget about the grass field, but that is all set to go. So, we are looking pretty good on the fields for this summer. Just got to get caught up on a few things. Let's go back and we'll grab, you know what, I don't want to forget also, before I grab the New Holland 130, I'm going to grab the New Holland T8. That is over at the TMR production. That has been filling up with TMR for the cows, so we're going to bring this back to the farm, park it on up, and we'll grab the T8, we'll feed the cows, and we'll grab the New Holland 130, finish fertilizing off that cotton field, and then maybe move over and get one of the grapevine fields, or the vineyards, get one of those plowed. Spent a little bit of time at the candy shop getting some pallets out of the spawn area to free up some storage space inside the production itself, so that is going up. I think we're out of honey as well in the production building also. So I think at the end of today's episode, I'll need to get over there and do some more with the candy shop, because that is crucial. While that's unloading, we'll just have a look here. Yeah, definitely needed some TMR for the cows for the rest of the month. But yeah, if we come over to the candy shop, you can see candy cane is almost full. This was full. This was near full or at full. Honey candy, yep. I don't have any honey over there. I think we'll get the strawberry production back up and going as well. We got a little bit of cash, so I'll take some seed and fertilizer and get those strawberry greenhouses going. And everything else is looking pretty good. Butter and cheese. Still got 25,000 liters of milk over there. We do have a good amount of butter and cheese over there. I just cleared out the spawn area. Speaking of which, how's that price looking? It's not the greatest, so not going to worry too much about it. We do got some potato chips we could sell. But if we're looking at the candy, which we're going to be selling here in a little while, 50, 100, just 160, about $170,000 worth of candy. That seemed a little low. But then again, we still got a month and a half to go, so we'll give it some time. Alright, so they should be all set for a while. Let's jump out of the T8 and run over to get the 130. Let's go take care of that cotton field. The original cotton field. Use a little bit of artificial fertilizer. But we're cutting way back on how much we use. And it's 16,000 every time I used to refill this. And I'm trying to think if I were to do all fields, I'd probably have to refill it like 3 or 4 times. Maybe even more than that. So, yeah, that manure spreader and slurry spreader are starting to pay off for us. And I may have not even gone this route if it wasn't for the BGA, the small BGA that we have at the farmyard. If that didn't go through that material slowly, I'd be like, okay, well, we'll just put the manure and slurry in the BGA and earn money off of it that way. But since it goes through it so slow, and we're making so much of it, it definitely made sense to get the sprayer and spreader for manure and slurry. Continuing on with the whole theme of let's do some things that I normally don't do. I just realized I came down here with not much fertilizer in the spreader. We'll see how far it gets me. First off, let's make sure I'm at the max working width. We are. Let's utilize the max working width. Definitely got to keep this cotton up because we're making more wool than we are cotton. But now that we got a second cotton field, I think we'll be doing good for ourselves. And next year, who knows, we might actually have $1 million in clothing alone. But I think in order to reach our overall goal by the end of the 10th year to pay off the loan completely, we're going to need to be selling like $1.5 million worth of material per season. So $1 million worth of clothing sounds great, but it puts us up a little bit short. But with everything else, I think we are going to get there. And now that I'm not really needing to buy anything else, we should be okay to go. Just got to remember to come get that little corner right there. Now just leave the vegetable fields and, of course, the vineyard to fertilize. We just got to wait for the vegetable fields to germinate so we can get in and put a second stage down. All right, so I actually may have enough fertilizer to get the field done. Just a quick little spread here. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. I'm hoping our loan interest drops to about 25 grand. Right now, it's just under 30 grand. But I will say, now that I've been on Western Australia and given that enhanced loan system mod a go, I do like that system over the base game. It certainly does change the way you take out loans, of course, but that's the whole point of things. The only thing that does hurt a little bit is for starting a series like this, the enhanced loan system, I would not be able to have taken out a $10 million loan to start the whole series. So that's about the only downfall of it. At least the way I play Farming Simulator. But there are ways around it. We can always find ways around getting $10 million worth of equipment, then take out a $10 million loan. There's ways to do it. Alright, so I actually do have enough fertilizer to get this field done. I'm actually surprised this huge hump right here that I'm able to farm that without too much of a problem. A couple times I've been over it where I had to go a different direction. Alright, just like that now, the cotton field is all set to go. So I'm going to bring this back to the farm. I think instead of just teleporting over to the vineyard, I'm going to grab the Lamborghini. Going to have to grab our big grain trailer and get over to the greenhouses, and we'll get those greenhouses up and going and start making strawberries. So we can start making some strawberry candy also. Now, as for the sugar factory, I don't think the sugar factory is going to go through all of the sugar beet that we harvested last year. But I'm just going to let it go the way it is. I'm not going to worry about it too much. And we'll see how much we actually have, if we do, when it comes time for September, how much sugar beet we got left over. And then because the sugar beet field is always going to be the same. So the yield should roughly be the same. So we can kind of see how much we got left over. Then I'll know how much sugar beet, just pure sugar beet to put into the sugar production. And the rest will be cut sugar beet. But currently I don't think we're going to go through all of the sugar beet, which is fine. And then next year, of course, we can just pile in what we need to. And we'll benefit from it, that sugar beet from last harvest next season. Alright, Lamborghini. Where's my Lambo? Did I leave it over here? I did. Yep, so there's what manure we have left over. Not a whole lot. I think overall we would have like 50,000 liters if you combine that with that over there. We do have slurry though, but the slurry I could use on the grass field. And I could also use the slurry next month on the vegetable field. Alright, let me grab the grain trailer here, which is more than oversized for what we're going to be doing at the greenhouses, but I need a trailer. So I will see you over there. And we'll get the greenhouses going and start making some strawberries. As I'm making my way over to the greenhouses, cutting through the woods here, I just remembered that I got some wood down at the sawmill. And I probably should go sell that before I start doing this. That way I can see how much money I can spend on seed and fertilizer. Yeah, we still could potentially in the future buy maybe all the greenhouses down here and just have them produce material and sell it directly. That's a little close. Don't need to be that close. Tear down the shed that way. Let's teleport down to the sawmill. I don't expect a whole bunch of cash, but a little bit of cash flow right now would not be a bad thing. Spin around here. Trigger is somewhere. Oh, took quite a bit of the logs. Alright, so we just got 4 trees left, but okay, $3,300 worth. I mean, it's not that bad. Okay, let's go ahead. Now I gotta find... I want to grab this Got solid fertilizer. I'm going to need that. But let's grab the seed first. And we'll grab till we have about $15,000 left. Any extra that I do have, we'll just go ahead and throw into the distributor for greenhouses. Oh, wait. 1, 2. Alright, so this greenhouse is one of them that we need to top off. The Bureau tractor and the small trailer that we use for getting out the wool for the sheep, that's what I had over here to fill these up with. Oh, that's right. You got to open up the back container on this. Almost forgot about that. Alright, so these don't take that much seed. So I got more than enough. Magically, the seed does not follow the back when you do that. Okay, so the greenhouses are full of seed. We'll put the rest into the distributor. May actually have to move that water tanker. Okay, so while that's unloading, let's go into our production building, shall we? Strawberries will activate. Strawberries will activate. Water seed looking good. Water seed looking good. Solid fertilizer, not so much. Let's go down to our distributor. And we can see that we got seed and a little bit of water. But let's turn on the distributor for solid fertilizer. We'll activate that. Now we'll, I guess, spend the rest of my money on solid fertilizer. Which I think was right there. Yeah, let's go broke. I don't plan on hiring a worker for the rest of the day. I got material to sell anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's go put this directly into the greenhouses, and then the extra we'll put in to the distributor, and we'll probably grab the water tanker as well and put some in there. Alright, I was making sure that it didn't take more than half, but it didn't. Yep, and we can see vegetation now in that greenhouse, so we are making strawberries. So strawberry candy is going to be a thing again. Yeah, selling all those clothes last episode really gave the farm a boost. Just getting a big chunk of that loan taken care of. And let's go ahead and close that up. Drop off the trailer. Let's grab the water tanker. And we'll put some into the distributor. Now, the only thing that kind of hurts us a little bit with this distributor, with the water part of it, is that the candy factory requires water as well. So I think I'll distribute some of the water to that. See if I can find this trigger for the well. Sometimes I have a hard time finding it. Same thing with the well back at the farmyard. Alright, you know what? Let's just back up to... Okay, I'm not into the trigger, but the seed hut, I should be able to get water from it. Is the water free from the seed hut? Maybe because I have no money, even though the water's free? Is that a thing? Because I have no money, it's not going to allow me to buy anything? Even though it's free. Now, let me turn on the interactive zone marker for the well. Because the well, I definitely know I can get water from. Yeah, it's right there. I think it's because I got negative money. But we got water in the well, so it's not that big of a deal. I got water in the greenhouses. There better be water in the well. All right, let me go ahead and turn that back off. But yeah, let me just double check. We do have water in the greenhouses. We should be good to go on the greenhouses, right? Yeah, we're looking good there. So that's on distribute. That's all good. That's on distribute. That's all good. All right, yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Anyways, let's skip on up to, because we always got loads of work here to do in Tuscany. We'll work on these white vines right here. You can see the vegetation on the vine, so we get the first stage of fertilization down. I just wish when it came to subsoiling, plowing by the vines, that it got rid of all of the foliage on the ground. Which you think it would. So I just gotta kind of stay focused on what set of vines I'm on. And once again, the course play worker is only going to work with the vines that we were just where this was parked at. The white vines and the red vines that are modded on this map, the vines are closer together, and course play does not recognize. It will recognize one set of vines. It won't recognize the whole vineyard as a one. So course play will not work on these vines here, which is okay. I don't mind doing the vine work and having it in the episodes because, as I mentioned before, it's something different that we don't really get to. And I'm pretty sure most of you out there that play Farming Simulator don't bother with grapes either. I know there's a few of you out there that mentioned a few things about grapes and what you guys do. It's one of those things that you may not mind seeing other people farm it, but that's something that you don't want to get involved with. Just gotta be careful because I'm leaving the plow down. I don't get into my carrot field behind me. This tractor sure does do a nice job in between the vines. It does struggle a little bit on the hill. The set of vines to our left. But if you do a sequence where you can just keep going around and not lose your momentum, it's perfectly fine. It's from a standstill trying to go uphill where it's, the tractor is trying to find the right gear. Or in situations like this where it's trying to find the right gear. Just because I said it does fine here, it wants to show that, no, I have a hard time picking up the gear on the flat sometimes as well. And I know I did touch on it because someone did ask to use the manure spreader over on the vineyards. And you can use a manure spreader, but not the one that we have. I don't think it will fit down the rows. But there is a narrow manure spreader in the shop from the base game that will go down between the rows. over here, we're just going to use the oxbow. I don't want to know if I should call it a harvester, because when you're spraying, it's not harvesting, it's a fertilizer. But the oxbow harvester, I guess I will just call it. When we convert that to a sprayer, that does 4 rows at a time. Right, 2 more rows. Yeah, I don't really get to the... I just do between the vines. I don't get to the outside row anymore. Yeah, I'll try to do those set of vines over there between episodes, because that's the one the tractor. Really, sometimes we'll just stall on a hill, pick a gear, slow, does a whole bunch of things. And then, of course, we got the other set of white grapes to do on the other side. Alright, so now we look at the map here. That should look pretty darn good. Well, as plowing looks on a vineyard, because you can't get on the vines itself. So it does leave a red strip everywhere. But for the most part, it looks like we did get all the rows. Let me go ahead and get this parked over here. Now, these are the base game vines, so technically course play could work here. It's just unfortunate that, yeah, we're too close to walls and everything. Same can be said for the bottom. When it starts to turn around, course play gets blocked by an object and the worker disappears after a few seconds because they can't figure it out. That's right. I don't have any money. We do got fertilizer over here, so I think we have enough probably to get a field done. I haven't inspected or repaired these yet. Alright. They will need to be done. But here we are just customizing, and we are switching over to a multi-row sprayer. Should cost us nothing because we've done it before. And while I'm here, let's grab this. This is the realistic damage mod that we use, so we got to repair it with that kit. We're going to come in here and we're going to start inspection. And that'll take an hour, and then it'll show all the damages, and then I can get that repaired. This does need an inspection, and I will get it repaired, but overall, it's not that bad. It's like 2/3. If it was like halfway down on the repair status, then there's a good chance that the engine might keep stalling on us. 234 liters. Okay, so I'll probably just get enough to get these vines done. Overall, to spray the set of vines twice, I need 1,200 liters, so we'll have enough to get these set of vines done for now. Of course, this is just the first stage, and as I mentioned earlier, we'll get the second stage fertilized once the grapes have started to show on the vines themselves. Slowly, getting stuck on the vines themselves. And some white vines. Kind of done. Let me just double check there how it looks. Let me turn off needs plowing so we can see better. Yep, one whole stage of fertilization on, so that is looking good. Alright, so probably won't be able to fertilize till next month when we sell some product, which we will get to. But before I forget, I need to get back over to the candy shop. Where are we at? Here we are. Let's go ahead and remove some more of the candy. Just start stockpiling it over here. Freeing up more storage space in the candy shop. So we got another month and a half to go. Good. It did spawn these. I was hoping it would spawn these. Alright, let me now clean up this mess here. Little by little. These are 1,000 liters per pallet. Oh, speaking of pallets, I gotta see if I got more honey from the bees, because we are out of honey over here. Because, I wonder, is it not showing the candy that's over here, or maybe it is? Yeah, it still is. Alright. So I've freed up some more space in the candy shop for now. Do I have enough honey to make it worthwhile to start bringing that over? Because I feel like we just brought a whole bunch of honey over. I mean, we got some. So I will get it in there. Let's just go over and grab the telehandler. So just a few more things to do this month before we move on. So I'm not going to get to May during this episode. I want to get the rest of the grapes plowed. And I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, I definitely want to get those plowed before I move on to the next month. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's not that important I get it plowed. Can I grab both of these? Yeah, let me get some honey in. And you know what? I think we will call it a month. And just get to the next month. That way, we can really focus on the month of May. But I will still try to get those 2 vineyards plowed up before the beginning of next episode. Because cows have been fed. The sheep will need to be fed next month. And the production buildings are all doing what they need to be doing. Well, let's bring all the honey over. We'll sleep through the month. And that way we can see how much money we now save on interest. But we will be in the negative when we wake up. But we'll have potato chips to sell, soup and preserved food to sell. Maybe even some butter and some cheese if the price is decent. You can grab 2 pallets of honey at a time. The forks are just barely wide enough. That's all the honey we got. Yeah, for some reason, I just keep thinking we should have more candy than what we should have, money-wise. Maybe because we make the strawberry candy, and the strawberry candy is worth more. Which makes sense, right? You know, standard candy is not adding the strawberries, so having strawberry candy, the price would be worth more. Alright, let's go ahead and put the telehandler away. And yeah, let's go ahead and just sleep and see what we wake up with. House is up here. Alright, sleep until 8. Of course, we're going to wait for the whole month of April to whiz on by. Grass field we need to be cut this month, I do believe. Actually, only 11,000 in the hole. But what we want to see is financially. So, okay, we didn't drop as much as I thought we would. So we were paying $29,983 in loan interest, but it's now $27,633. All right, and yeah, our loan is we'll just say 8.3 million. So, all right, and let's see. Let's go ahead and look at the stock market page to see exactly. So we got $50,000 worth of potato chips. Yeah, we got some good money coming in. Candy is starting to equal up to these prices here. Butter and cheese is up here. 872, 981, 1703. Those prices aren't bad, but we don't actually have a whole lot to sell, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So probably to sell the potato chips and some of the preserved parsnips, and that would be giving me maybe enough money to get through the month until we get to the month of June when we can sell some candy, which would be next month. So that needs to start piling up a little bit better. But either way, we're doing pretty darn good, I do believe. And yeah, I think our grass field should be ready for a cut. It is. And we went from 3,000 liters of manure up to almost 25,000 liters of manure. So the cows are doing their thing. Start stockpiling that up so we can fertilize our fields next fall. But anyways, we're at that part in the video. If you made it this far, maybe think about giving the video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. And if you haven't already and you think about doing so, please do subscribe. But that is where we're going to end the video for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.